fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the RGR Racing League, the ACS Racing League, that's the Affordable Construction Specialist. And tonight, it's a Susan Travis 160 as we honor or try to help out Miss Susan Travis with some good vibes. She's battling cancer down there, part of the Travis family, so we wish her all the best, and our thoughts and prayers are always out there trying to help out. I'm Dean Doucette, he's Baron the Bosco. Baron, we also got a race. It's opening night here at Daytona
International Motor Speedway, the House of Racing, Dean. I can't wait to see these guys go at it. We got 30-some trucks out here tonight, and never get a bad race out of Daytona, Dean. It's great to kick off the season.
Man, I love it. There's nothing like opening night, I just absolutely love the vibes of, when you come out here and you got 32 guys, there's literally 32 guys who believe they can win this race. That means 32 guys think they can be the points leader here and possible champion when it comes down later in the season. Hope's anew. It springs eternal, I guess, is something like that, Baron.
That it does. And Dean, any coach of any team will tell you what we did last season has no bearing on what we're doing this season. So it's a clean slate for all these racers tonight, Dean. Our defending champion, Adam Newton, has a zero-sum gain tonight, right? There's nothing on the line for him. And all these other racers are about to go at it and start off the season the right way. You cannot win this, but you can lose it from the first race.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is one where, you take your Greg Ratliffs, your Adam Newtons, and these types of guys. Now, they're not going to finish last very often, but this is the type of race where it can happen to them. They can put themselves behind the 8 ball. So what do, Baron? I mean, how do you mitigate these risks? Do you throw caution into the wind, or do you, you lay back and hide and try to persevere at the end?
Well, I'll tell you what you do here, Dean, is when you're sitting in the meeting on Monday and you're around all the other drivers on your team, you look to your left and you look to your right and you say, okay, boys, this is our race to win or lose. How are we going to get to the front? You're going to see teammates working together tonight, Dean. That's two things. One, generate speed. Two, create safety. If you're around the people you trust, you race faster.
I like it. I like it a lot. Teamwork makes the dream work, someone once said in here.
Ain't no I in team, is there, Dean?
Well, I can't spell. I don't know.
There's no I in Dean either. There is an I in whiskey, though. Let's do this.
Okay, that I can spell. And we take a look at Darren Bruce rocking a little paint job tonight. He got that SHH shifter car truck out there. I love that. As you know, I got one of their shifters sitting right here. I encourage everybody to go grab one.
Absolutely. And look, sponsorship matters, guys and girls. If you're out there watching the Wind Tunnel TV broadcast tonight, you see your favorite driver out there, cut him a few bucks, grab him a crypto coin or something like that. Give him a little something to race for. He'll put your scheme on the front of that truck of his, and you go out there and we'll put you on TV. How's that?
I love it. And right now, something else we all love. That's the singing of the national anthem. Rise up out of your seats as Alicia Shipman sings the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting the hands of the free and the home of the brave.
I love it, Dean. The national anthem at Daytona, inaugural night, first day of the season. Can you get any more jazzed up, my friend? This is going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. Can't wait to get it going. Let's get into the starting grid here. Darren Bruce out front. And that truck we just looked at puts down a time of 51.622. It's Scott Olson on the outside of row. Newton and Hardwork in row number 2. Row 3 will feature Brantley and Whitford. Row 4, Suggs and Sheffield. You got Jackson and Person in the top 10. Then you got Klaus Williams, Nate Maurer. Well, a little further back, it's Spear, Musial, Gay, Leal, McCanny, Travis, Paul K. out here racing for Susan here tonight, so we wish him the best of luck. You got Otto Vianney, Martin, Leal, Ripka, Ledford, Beller. And a little further back, we've got Lester, Ratliff, Whiting, Riccone, Daryl Spear, George Dibble, Todd the Tote Man Gilly, and Buckshot Ripka at the back of the field.
Shotgun on the field there from Buckshot. How about that?
How about that? All right, almost ready to go racing here at Daytona. It's opening night of this season in the Susan Travis 160 Pace Truck Dirt's left.
Green, green, green.
Green flag down and away. We are racing.
Love the sound of those motors. They get spun up here on the first line. You can just really paying attention to what these guys around them are doing. It's sorting things out with your fellow competitors.
See beautiful shots here of this nice big field. Guys taking it easy here, but we do got 2 lines going. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, they're pretty fully wound up now. They're full speed now, Dean, and you're going to see guys coming and going around this field.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wound up and going, and here we go. The outside lane already making moves. Olson up here on the high side of the old He-Hut machine. He's getting a push. Looks like Hertrick maybe up there with him. You got Newton running down on the low side with Bruce, so good battle amongst our front 4 here early on. Some good pushing. You see Hartwick really pushing on the outside there, Baron.
Yeah, he's pretty determined to get himself out into clean air. I think what he's hoping for is that truck he's pushing up there, drops down and takes the lower line. But eventually the temperatures will climb up here. He'll have to stop that.
I think that's what just happened there. Looked like he had to take a little breather. He's looking to regroup right now and maybe take another shot at this. And that is a problem, isn't it, Baron? I mean, these engines, they'll overheat in about a lap or so. So you got to time your push as well, don't you?
Yeah, you should do it. And look, if you were to do it consistently, typically out of a truck like this, you'll get a lap 2, maybe 3 at the most, pushing real hard. But then that little telltale starts flashing red at you. You know you're doing damage to that machine. You could lose some horsepower, and even worse, detonate that motor.
Very orderly here early on. I like what I'm seeing. Trucks seem to be handling quite well out here. I'm seeing a lot of guys, not a lot of bobbing and weaving, and that's a good sign, Baron.
It is. And you'll see guys just, like you said before, managing their temperatures. There's no sense in damaging the thing right now. Narrower track when it comes to Daytona versus a Talladega Speedway. So we see a little bit 2.2, but very rarely we see these guys go 3 wide unless they really need to wreck avoidance, or maybe they see a real wide opening into the front. But early on in the race, 2x2 is the status quo.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, I don't know why you would go 3 wide. Like, where are you going? What are you doing? You know what I mean? You're putting yourself at an awful lot of risk, Baron, to do those moves early in a race.
Yeah, these trucks tend to dance, and when you get them 3 wide, they dance a lot. And guys will, try to make room for a 3 wide situation, but it's try and do are 2 very different things, especially when you're 3 wide on Daytona's International Speedway.
Now, on the other side of things, Baron, it doesn't make things more exciting up here. I did offer a few people $10 to do it early, but it turned.
So far, no takers, Dean. Your money's safe.
Thank God. Can't afford 10.
But you'll see guys pushing like the old adage, you see here, the 3's right up on the 2. There's a lot of gamesmanship going there. The rule of thumb is don't push the pusher, but if the pusher's not pushing the leader, get him out of the way.
So one guy we want to focus in on here, Jason Brantley, up here in the number 3 machine. Now he's still rocking that iRacing paint, so he may lose points for that, Baron. But it's good to see Jason up here. Now he's fairly new here on, I believe, to iRacing in general. Definitely to this league. And we talked about it. Daytona is one spot, man, where, anybody can get up here and win. This might be his night.
Could be. We know a lot of first-time winners at Daytona, so the super speedways are kind of a leveling of the field. You could have great better teammates, and yet an independent can show up there and win this thing, Dean.
I might take it back on that being an iRacing paint. If we can get a look at his bumper, I'm not sure we can. But he's got the Saves Lives on there. A little tribute to Susan there and to cancer. Support any of your cancer research places that you love. If you don't have any, go make a donation to St. Jude's. Tell us that you did. Tell Susan you did. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. St. Jude's, a children's cancer place. They do a lot of good work there.
I ride every September for children's cancer research.
Oh, awesome.
I love it. Been doing it 5 years now. So
good stuff. We're always out there trying to help these people, man. The families, the kids, they go through a lot. And the wives and the parents and everybody who gets this stuff go through a lot. But we're out here racing, man. We're on board with Bernard Person right now, right behind Whitford. And you can see it is kind of orderly. They're leaving a lot of space here. And you know why they're leaving space, Baron? Because they know nobody really is willing to go 3 wide right now. If you were able, if people were going to do it, you're leaving a little too much of a gap in that middle, aren't you?
yeah, you sure are. And you're right. It's a little bit early. Guys will get annoyed with you if you try to go 3 wide right now. But these guys have raced around each other's now for a few years, and they're not going to put each other in real bad situations. The aggressive ones will go 3 wide, trying to advance their position. This early in the race, guys are real willing to let them go. But as we get closer to the end, those gaps will close up, and that's when the calamity happens.
Well, one guy in trouble, Otto Viani, he's off. He's gone. I don't know if he disconnected or what happened. So him and Sheffield didn't take the field, but Otto Viani, he might have lost connection. That's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate indeed, Dean.
So we look at some other guys at the back here. You got Lester, Whiting, Dibble, Beller, Daryl Spear, Mauer's back here, Greg Ratliff hanging around, Ledford, McCanny. So this is your single file group at the back. They like to be back here and try and play it safe.
Yeah, some guys will hang around. You won't see them until the race gets to its closing laps. But, those are strategies that guys will employ. Some guys want to be up front. They want to be away from everybody else.
Well, yeah, up front's good. Out back's good. The middle, dangerous.
That it is. You don't want to be in the eye of the storm, that's for sure.
Klaus Williams sitting there in his nice pink car there. He's got that ribbon out there. Looking good out of Spring Hill, Florida.
My parents used to live in Spring Hill, Florida. They Timber Pines.
Wow. A small world, isn't it?
I know it very well down there.
I take it you got nothing but good things to say, Baron.
Yeah, it was always good to visit the folks, and it was a beautiful area. Looking a lot of golf.
Oh, I love golf. Love to be out there playing. Maybe not right now, because I want to be here. Garrenberg's still leading. Olson second. Newton in third. Hartwick and Brantley your top five. It's status quo up front, really through the whole field, as everybody's taken to their starting spots, stayed in line, and we're marching around. So, a little early to talk about it, but it's looking like we're going to do this up till pit stops, Baron, and that's going to be around lap 25. Now, 64 laps, 25 will bring you to lap 50. Is that something you want to do, or do you want to get a couple of teammates and get in there? Heck, the window is open in another 2 to 5 laps. The pit stop window's open. You want to get in here early and try and separate from this field?
Well, we saw this happen at last year's Daytona, right? So the Spear team came in, pit a little bit early. They all got together, nose to tail, and got out in front by a major margin. A yellow flag spoiled the race for them, but had it not gone yellow, they'd have walked the field on them by 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah, and that can be done. So it's going to be interesting. I think that's the strategy I would deploy here. Right now, the way this race is going, I'd be on the old I don't even know. The radio, that's what I'm looking for, Baron.
The walkie-talkie, Dean.
Well, I was going with walkie-talkie for a minute, but I knew that wasn't right. Nonetheless,
it's a 70s term, isn't it, the walkie-talkie? You might as well have a CB radio in there.
I'm starting to feel a little like Joe Biden here. I don't know what's going on.
But you're old. You're not that old, dude.
No, not that old yet. Nonetheless, I'd be on the radio. I'd be talking with my teammates. I'd be trying to gather up 5, 6 guys if possible. And I'd be looking to get on pit road here in the next, I don't know, maybe 5 laps at most. I'm not saying anybody will do it. It is risky. Not that risky, but a little bit of risk involved.
Well, you'll kind of know, like teammates will start jostling for position. They'll try to get down on the bottom line. You'll see them start backing up and moving forward, just trying to get closer to their other teammates. So when they do pit, Dean, what we got is, this line of cars all on the same strategy. They're talking to each other. They're going to tell each other what they're getting for fuel. They're going to tell how many tires they're taking, if any, right? They're going to have that strategy already mapped out, and they'll all pit. Hopefully nobody gets a penalty, gets in clean to their pit box, and they get out together and start working together.
So Bruce still your leader. Newton and Olson, Hartwick and Brantley in the top 5. It's Whitford, Suggs, Jackson, Person, and Williams in the top 10. We're on lap 14 of 64. It's race number 1 of this season, the Susan Travis 160 here at Daytona. And we got ourselves a possible lap car up there. I think that's Sheffield. He's a late start now. He missed the start of the race. He's out here, and he is multiple laps down. So he's just going to get some laps in on that car. I don't blame him. It's Daytona. He's going to get out here and see if there's a wreck or anything. Hopefully he doesn't cause one here with the, getting passed by the field. But it looks like he's doing a nice job, Baron.
Yeah, high, wide, and handsome, staying out of the trouble and not causing any for anybody else. He'll be able to, line up with the rest of the field and stay in touch with the pack. He's going to need a little help from some yellows, and then maybe find himself back on that lead lap.
The speed here. Let's bring up our dashboard to see. Well, that's going to be hard to see with that up. Right now, about 185 miles an hour in these machines. I don't know if you've ever been up to that speed, Barrett, but it's quite a lot of speed.
Oh, hell yeah. And look, they're not even pushing on each other yet. And they start that, and look for them to get to 190, 194 somewhere in there.
Yeah, we're hitting 188 there on the straightaway. Like he said, you get pushing, they're going to push up over 190 for sure. That's a lot of speed out here to be running side by side in traffic all race long. This guy's doing a whale of a job here.
And you'll see those speeds dance, the ebbs and flows of the race, you know. Keep in mind, the guys in front have never lifted off of that floorboard, folks. That is flat out all the time. Now, some of them behind them, they're going to throttle it a little bit. They're going to lift. They're going to feather that thing. And that's because, you know, the closing rate is so much faster behind the leaders.
So we're still awaiting any group here to come in and do the short pit. But, you know, I think what you see, you got Bruce and Newton out front, right? These are a couple of guys that are part of that Team Spear outfit that you think might do it. Jason and Bernie are on the bottom. So I noticed Bernie's come down. Bernie's on the bottom. If we can get a shot in on him. So he was on the high side, Baron. He's moved down. That's an indication to me that they're starting to think about pit stops.
Yeah, they're starting to talk about it. Guys are talking to each other now, trying to get lined up. They won't end up nose to tail, but they will have the ability to get together on pit road.
See George Rincon and a little modified Earnhardt paint there. I like it. Not sure if Earnhardt ever ran the blue in there, did he, Baron?
Good question, Dean. I'm a big fan of Earnhardt's. I just don't remember.
I'm sure there probably was a night once upon a time. You got James Suggs sitting in there. He's been up here all night. He's got those pink wheels on tonight. I got to think that's a little shout out to Susan Travis right there.
Yeah, for sure. And breast cancer awareness as a whole. So shout out to him for bringing to light and using his platform there.
So lap 20. Now I'm really surprised at this point that nobody's jumped the gun. But I gotta think some group's gonna come in. I'd be shocked if they all go to lap 25. I don't think that would be a winning move. You know, especially the longer you wait, Baron, and everybody waits, now you're gonna be pitting with a group. That's where it gets dangerous.
Well, as long as that group is your group, you could be fine here. Guys will cut you some slack to give you a little room. But if you're running around a group of guys you haven't raced before, got to be careful, Dean. To your point, it can all go up and smoke on you in a heartbeat.
I mean, they try and run these tanks dry. You're going to be pitting with 20 guys, and cars will be darting everywhere. Lap 21, still no takers on pit road. Bruce continuing to lead. Brantley's made his way up to the high side here, and a little wiggle from him, and he chases it up the track. But Brantley looking for the race lead, the number 3 out here, looking good. He's got help. That's Hartwig right behind him.
Yeah, Brantley's also got fans in the YouTube group. Jonathan Salinas, big fan of Brantley, cheering on his boy here. About to take the lead here, Dean. Great to see this out of the
Oh, and he drops down. He does, Baron. So Brantley out front. How about that?
Yeah, power.
Oh, and we got Pitters. Pitters coming in. Bruce and Newton and the boys are all coming in.
So that's Team Spear all in. Looks like they got some takers with them as well. So guys are following their lead.
So Newton, your champion from last season, comes in right behind Darren Bruce. Brantley's still out leading. Hartwick on the high side. He's got the 38. And Musial, Jacob Musial up there. I know he's got some fans out in the YouTube land as well.
That is some serious pushing right there. That 20 machine's meaning to go somewhere. James Suggs, he is giving it to the back bumper of that 3 machine.
I like it. He was pushing hard. They were pushing up the track a little bit, getting a little racy here. Look for some more pit stops here. Here comes Suggs. The Toadman's in. Williams is in. And the 29 is around.
Suggs loses it.
That's Braden Ripka into the wall. He doesn't seem, he's getting it fixed now. Oh, Nelly.
So the leader, no, not the leader, the 20 machine comes in. Looks like he locks up the rear brakes. It comes around though.
So while that happens, somehow the lead switch, the 3 of Brantley, slips to the bottom behind Musial's your leader on the outside. You got Hartwick on the inside. He's a new race leader. Very interesting. We missed something there on the track as well.
Lots of action there, Dean. We got more pitters.
Yeah, more pitters. Jackson, Dibble, Whitford, and Ledford come in. Nice and clean. Everybody clean stop so far. You know, as much as we can tell, there might be a speeder or two. We'll find out as this thing goes along. You don't want to be speeding.
No, that'll end your night here at Daytona in a quick way. Out there by yourself, lap down, cruising. Just waiting for the field to come and lap you too. It's the most depressing feeling.
Very interesting here. We're going to hop on board if we can with Mr. Musial. So Musial's going to stay high. I think he stays out. And we'll go on board with Brantley. Brantley coming in low. Looks like everybody got in safe there. So William Gay now out front. The 44 leading the Susan Travis 160. George Leal on the outside. We haven't talked about him tonight. We haven't talked about Paul K. Travis tonight either. On the high side, he slips in on the bottom. So Paul K., this could be his night. He wants it to be his night. He's coming in right now.
Good entry. I like that high line entry. A lot of space, a lot of room. Oh, we got another one around.
Boy, the 34 is around. That's Martin, Corey Martin. He might not be out of it yet. Let's see. Oh, no, and Paul K locks him up somehow. That's some weird brake bias there. Hit him pretty hard.
I don't know why they got so much rear brake in the damn things.
Oh, and he can't get in his pit. Paul K in a world of trouble. Corey Leal maybe in more trouble than anyone. I don't know if he missed pit road or what.
Fellas.
George Leal coming out right now. No, Corey Leal maybe, or I'm not sure what Corey's going on, but George Leal, your race leader. But here comes a group of cars led by Olson and Person. So Team Spear got out early, and they are out here leading this thing, and they've got some other guys with them, a bunch of them. Very interesting. Things have broken up here, Baron.
Looks like half the field came with the Spear group, and then the other half is out there wondering why they didn't practice pit stops.
So Corey Leal now coming on pit road. He's had a bit of a disastrous pit stop sequence there. So you got Olson out front, Person, Newton, Claus Williams, Greg Ratliff, who was riding around the back for a long time, now in the top group. Spear, Dibble was around the back. He's in the top group. Beller, Maurer, Bruce, McCanny's in this group along with Whitford and Darrell Spear. You got to go about a second back. There's George Leal desperately trying to cling on, and I think he might be able to get back up to this group. Then it's going to be tall order. And Jackson. I don't know. Like George is catching them, so George is there. Rincon, I think they're all going to come back. Jackson's going to come back. Ledford and Lester are going to be all right. Then you got a group of Whiting, Brantley, and Gay. They might be able to get back up. I mean, the way they're spaced out, I think everybody until Paul K. We need Paul K. to get up here, but they are 8 seconds back. So that's 24th. From 24th on back are in big trouble.
You nailed it, Dean. That team, that field came back together.
Yeah, I mean this. Oh, we got the Toad Man going through the infield. Where is he? I can't get a lock on him. There he is. He's going through the grass. Oh, boy. Hold your breath.
He got spit out of there like a seed, didn't he?
He certainly did. Not sure exactly what happened. Let's get a look in on it and see what happened to the Toad Man. Here he is. Driving. Oh, and he just wiggles. Gets up into it. Looked like Bruce up there. He hangs on. Look at these. He is fighting it. That's some good driving right there, folks. I mean, you know, good, maybe bad early, but good save. Indeed, Baron. Olsen.
Yeah, take a breath, D.
Olsen out front. Person in second. Newton, Beller, and Spear, your top 5. Jason on the high side. I'm not sure why he was up there, but Olsen pops up there now. He'll pick him up. So they're going to have the top 2 lines here if they get up there. It'll be 4 Spears guys, you know, 2 deep, 2 lanes. And that's going to make it tough for the likes of the 4 of Beller and Whitford up there, along with Williams and Ratliff. They're not going to really have anywhere to go.
Dean, what do? You're not on Team Spear. Now you're sitting behind them. You see they got the first 2 rows locked up. What are you going to do to get around these guys?
Well, I got to be honest with you. So, and Olsen comes down, so that changes the dynamic a little bit. But still, they still have the front row locked up. Now, what am I going to do here? I mean, you could force the issue. You could make it 3 wide, try to scare them into a mistake, but you're playing with fire. I think, and they comes down, so they're not going to do the 2-line thing, Baron.
Good. Well,
if they were, I was going to say I'd be patient, right? This type of race, green flag racing, first is no better than 8th at this point in the race. It's just a fact. If they're in this lead group, you can win this race. It comes down to these pit stops and teammates. The last pit stop in particular.
So the high line loses all its steam, and we can just see them start to drift backwards here, Dean. It's that 42 machine. Derek Whitford heads on back.
Yeah, Whitford there. We haven't talked about him tonight. Good to see him out here running, having a good start to this season. We know he's one of our up-and-coming guys. Got himself a fresh paint, too, Baron.
Good-looking truck.
I always like that, you know. Guys come out in a new season, got a fresh paint, fresh attitude. Who knows? Some fresh luck, right?
That's right. Yep. Whitford's open, so he's got a little help now. He's coming back to the front.
But you always know in race 2 who had good luck and who didn't, because some of them will go back to their old paint.
A little superstitious.
That's right. You see Maurer up here now. So a couple guys that were back in the back group. I'm not sure if Whitford was there, but Maurer was in the back group. You know, Greg Ratliff was in the back group. Dibble, McCanny was back there, and that's the patient strategy, right? Like it's all one group, Baron. So up to pit stops, you're riding around in 25th position. If you have a good clean pit stop and you do it at the right time, you'll come out in the lead group and you've just gained 15 spots without doing anything.
Absolutely, all you did was practice and get to the front.
Well, practice does help, no doubt about it.
Well, we saw that on pit road. I was, starchly disappointed in the fact that we had like 4 guys just get onto pit road and self-spin.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen under pressure in there, but you're right. Practice is so big. I mean, if you're practicing Daytona, I don't know how many laps, if you're a veteran, you really need for pushing and all that. But you can certainly get 4 or 5 guys together and come down pit road several times and get used to it.
Yeah, you come down by yourself a few times and get used to it. I mean, anyways, I'm going to sit here and call halfway at this event.
All right, just past the halfway marker, and it's Jason Spear out front. I think we might have heard that once or twice at Daytona, Baron.
We did, and now he's got some teammates with him, and he's in a pretty good place, just out here logging laps for the time being. But he's got a nice group behind him. Clean air out in front, Dean. Have a drink, put it in your lap, one hand on the dash, turn the radio up, cruise.
For anybody who watched our Xfinity race, I can confirm that this number 50 is indeed because Mr. Jason Spear has just celebrated his 50th birthday a few days ago. So big congrats to Jason. Hopefully he gets another 50, Baron.
Absolutely, definitely. Happy birthday, Jason. Funny guy, hilarious. Really enjoy his company, and hell of a race car driver.
Yep, no doubt. And he is an expert here on the super speedways in particular. And no surprise to me that after pit stops, he finds himself at the front because he practices.
How about that?
So this group, we got this group all in lockdown. You got McCanny, Darrell Spear, and George Wheel at the tail end of it. Then we go 7 seconds back. There's this group. You got Gay leading a group of cars, which include Rincon, Jackson, Ledford, Ripka in there. Brantley, who was leading the race, has been shuffled back to the second group. Lester and Whiting there. So this group in trouble, but not as much as the next group. That's Paul K. Travis, Corey Martin, Hartwick. Hartwick was up leading, Musial. So all these guys are in huge trouble, begging for a caution. It's a long race, and there's no caution, and you're back here, Baron.
Absolutely. And look, if you're back here, you start pushing like hell. The race gods are going to give you help if you get a yellow, so don't go a lap down.
Yeah, don't go a lap down. That's your whole job right now. This guy's doing decent. I think they got to tighten up this pack just a little bit, but we'll see if they can hold it together. Up front, we're already coming on a couple lap cars. That's Corey Leal and Braden Ripka, who we've seen spin out on pit road there. So you can see as Spear comes into the picture here, let's go on board with, say, Whitford, and we'll have a look at what they're dealing with. These guys look like they're going to stay low. This is always dangerous. Guys expect you to go high, but they're going to stay down low here. Boy, I don't know. We'll go to the blimp cam to see what happens here. And you see Bruce gets trapped, as does Newton. And now these guys are going to put themselves in this group. I mean, it works for them. They get to stay in the group, I guess. But now it's going to change the whole dynamic. There's going to be a few upset people in there.
Somebody will squeeze them out of there. That's somebody being me most of the time. I'm that guy. I'll push him to the point where it's got to go to the high side, and I'll just cruise by.
Yeah. So this pack now includes Corey Leal and Braden Ripka. They are a lap down, but just barely. And those two will be racing for the lucky dog, so they're not going to back off. Whitford on the high side, your new race leader. He takes her down to the low side. Oh, and back up! He's playing games! You play games, and oh boy, you can get hurt. Trying to do the old Dale Earnhardt and control both lanes, that's not going to work.
No, it's not. And there's a lesson learned right there. His competitors cut him a break there. And,
boy, did they.
Everybody's going to live to race another lap here. But what have we learned here, kids, right?
I mean, that was super dangerous. You hit the nail on the head. These guys cut him a break. I know plenty of guys who would have just turned them and set sail and be, whatever the carnage is behind them, they wouldn't care about.
Throw my name into that hat.
Throw Barron in there for sure.
I hate that shit.
So single file now. They've seen that. They go, that's enough of that. Everybody get in line.
We're not going to do any more of that nonsense.
Ronnie Spear out here in the chat. Good to see you, Ronnie.
Ronnie!
Got Facebook going as well. Not much going on over in Facebook land. Looks like the metrics weren't that great, so hopefully the stream is doing well over there. Not too sure. If it's not, head on over to YouTube.
If you're watching Wind Tunnel TV on Facebook.
There's a look at Randy McCanny out here. Good to see Randy out there. He'll be joining me in the booth this Sunday. Go check us out here. We'll be doing the Xfinity Series here with RGR. Bit of an old school paint there. No, he's in the 12 there. He's got that Ford paint going.
Good looking truck. I love it.
There's a look at it from the car of Daryl Spear. So Daryl, this is likely Ian in this car, the youngster. And he's up here in the main group. He's a player. Now, we've seen Ian in another Speedway race. I'm not sure if you were in the booth or not, Baron, but he was very well. We're pitting here. Pit stops commencing. So, interesting. Team Spear with the early pit with 22 to go. They know what they're doing. They're trying to get away from everybody.
Everybody on pit road, nice and clean. I doubt any tires here with 22 to go. I think it's going to be a fuel only, Dean, and then they just rear-ended each other.
Bruce takes out Olsen. Wow, Darren Bruce just took out Scott Olsen. Not sure the dynamics around that. My goodness.
Well, one hit the back end of the other. That's kind of what happened there. So 4 cars down to 3 now, Dean.
And Bruce, along with Person, are going to have some work to do to get back up into this thing. I'm sure they can handle it. Here comes the other group. Williams, Beller, Leal, Whitford, Ratliff, and Dibble hit pit road. They look fairly clean here, but it's not over yet, as we just saw. All right, they're all okay. That's going to put this group with Gay, Racone, Letford, and Brantley out front. They got a lap car in there with them, I guess. The group of Paul K., Martin, Zetwick, and Musial, along with the Toad Man, who's a lap down. Then we go back to our main group who pitted, and you see them coming around now. Looks like Lance Ripka coming off pit road. He's not going to latch on to this group. This group has Spear, Maurer, Newton, Daryl Spear, Randy McCanny, so a 5-car breakaway. Then you got Ripka. He's coming off. Actually, there goes Bruce and Person, and they got Person pushing. And I'm telling you, I've said it for years. You look at how locked up he is. Person, the best pusher that I've ever seen in Super Speedway. If anybody can get these two back up to that group, it's Person pushing Bruce.
Hopefully he's got enough steam under that hood to get him back up there. They're in touch, Dean, but they really got to work at it now.
Yeah, I'm not sure 2 cars going to be enough. I mean, even with this pushing, I don't know if they can do it. We will see.
Looks like he's got almost a straightaway now to go. That's going to be a tall order.
So this is your race leader, William Gay, out here. Now they do have to pit. We're at 20 to go. These guys really at this point are thinking caution. That's almost their only hope because they're losing time the longer they stay out here. Paul K and them are 14 seconds off the pace from our leader. And it's not far behind this group. You're going to find Spear and the boys. So they've already pitted, and they're already coming up to that group. And that may be why Person and them can't catch up, because this group is getting some action off of the other group and helping their speed.
Yeah, they sure are, and that is very beneficial if you're in that spear group. Now, you can spin it draft. These trucks, look at them, 190 now, literally 3 to 4 mile an hour faster than the trucks in front of them. It's going to climb up. There it is, 192, 193. They're really cooking with grease. No, 194, 196. Yeah, we're firing on all 4, or on all 8 now.
Yeah, I mean, that's really going to hurt the efforts of Person and Bruce trying to catch these guys. It'll slow down here in a second, but right now they'll hit max speed right about now. Well, next straightaway, they'll really get into it.
I love it, Dean. You start catching the draft like that, and all of a sudden that engine starts singing a different song at you, and you feel like you're unstoppable, and you can see that line of cars with, or that line of trucks with him. Now, they'll stall as they get to the front end of this thing, but it's really cool to make up all that time on that pack.
Yeah, great job. Spear out here. He'll be in 9th now. Don't forget, Gay and them still lead this race, so Gay, Ricone, Letford, and Brantley are still the 4 out front. Spear drops down. I wouldn't be surprised if you see one after another drop down right in front of Spear. Maybe not. I mean, I don't think Jason wants to give up that many spots, but the Spear group really in control right now. There's a couple others in there. We'll get back to that. Here's Gay. They're out front.
So 17 laps to go here, Dean. A couple laps here, that pay window opens up, and then all of his teammates go out the window, don't they?
Well, that's it. I mean, it's already out the window for that Spear group. Let's look back in and see who else is in here. You got Spear and Newton, Claus Williams in there, George Leal. So those two in there with this group, as well as Whitford. You got Greg Ratliff up here, Dibbles up here, Beller's up here. So Beller looking a little off the pace there, but it looks like he's just being cautious. So this is where your race is, Baron. I mean, who you got? Who you like in this group?
Well, I've been watching Rincon, and he has been really solid all night. We've seen him bob and weave to try to do the best he can to stay out in front. I think this guy's looking for a checkered flag tonight, Dean.
Well, I think you're wrong, but that's nonetheless Rincon coming on pit road and almost losing it there. So Rincon is not in the lead group, Baron. It's in this group that is pitting right now. And, they're all in. So Gay's in, Brantley's in. Behind them, you got Martin.
Give me George Leal then. That's who I'm going to go. I'm going to George
Okay, George Leal. Sorry to shut you down, Baron.
Claus Williams. I'll take the field. We got to rain on my parade, man. We were talking about whiskey.
So as those guys pit, the lead shifts. Now, it is this group. Spear, Maurer, Williams, Newton, Leal, Darrell Spear, which is Ian Spear, Whitford, McCanny, Ratliff, Dibble, and Beller. They're going to settle it unless there's a caution. This is the group. When do they start racing, Baron? I mean, they're already racing, but they're racing too wide. They're playing a little bit nice here. Who's the wild card? Who's coming down the middle or going up high?
Well, it's Baron Labosco, because I always go at 15.
Well, I wait for 10 to go myself, but
most everybody does. I go at 15 because I'll create that third line and then let them sort it out behind me. That's how I do it. Now, obviously, nobody's doing that in this lead pack right now, so
you see Ian take a little peek up there just to test the waters, and that's something I like to do, Baron. Is if I want to go to the third lane, and I know nobody else does, I'll put my nose up there 3 or 4 times just to show the guys behind me, hey, I want to do this. You want to come with me or not? Give them a little hint that you might do it.
Yep. Wait for the run, and hopefully they've gotten to that bumper, and you create that line's momentum.
I like Beller. I like what Beller's doing. This is kind of the laid back, the opposite approach, right? I'm going to ride around the back. I'll let you guys play here. There's no need for me to get up here unless I'm willing to make a move. And I got a feeling Beller's willing to make a move. He's just waiting and biding his time.
Well, think maybe he's anticipating a bit of a kerfuffle, Dean, and if that happens, he don't want to be too awful close to it when it does.
That's right. If you're going to be safe, I always say, you want to ride around the back of the pack, then do it correctly. You got one job. That's wreck avoidance. Give yourself some space and be ready to hit the brake. You see a lot of guys hang around the back and then drive right into the wreck anyway, Baron.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's hard to tell where these trucks start to go once that wreck starts, and by goodness, if you're lucky enough to get up there and wreck maybe the first tier, the second tier will get you.
And how about Greg Ratliff hanging around all night very quietly, the 5 in the main pack here. As Maurer takes the race lead with a shot from the Bulldog himself, champion Adam Newton.
There's a guy we hadn't talked much about, Adam out there. He's in the top 3 right now. Looking pretty racy.
Yeah, he's looking very racy, looking confident. Championship will give you confidence, Baron.
Changed his paint scheme this year. He's running something else now. Let's take a look and see what he's got here.
Little Bass Pro Shops there, Baron.
Okay, Bass Pro Shops. Another Dale Earnhardt scheme, looks like. Yep.
And he's got that beautiful Wind Tunnel TV logo on there. Always appreciate that.
Ain't she beautiful?
So we got a lap car up here that looks like Corey Leal, perhaps.
Other than the driver behind the wheel of that machine, that is the prettiest part of that truck.
And that was not Corey Leal, just so you know, folks. That was Corey Martin, a Corey nonetheless. So let's check in on our chasers. So Person and Bruce, they were unable to do anything. They have fallen 13 seconds back. They're at the mercy of the gods here, looking for a caution. They've got Gay, Ledford, Whiting, Ripka, or maybe Whiting and Ripka, and then they got Gay and Ledford with them in a couple of lap cars.
10 to go, Dean.
It's showtime.
That it is.
I mean, now's the time. If you want to go high in particular, so what I find in these races, you get a couple of choices. You want to start the high line, I kind of in your camp, Baron. Let's get it going early, because we're going to have to learn it. We're going to have to work it, and try and feel it out, right? We got to figure out how this thing works. If you want to go down the middle, you can wait a while, but those gaps, the longer you wait, the more the high line starts squeezing down and side drafting, there will be no middle lane. So right now, maybe a good time to shoot the middle gap.
I'll tell you what I also do here with 10 to go. Getting in line with that truck in front of me, and I'll be watching the temps, and I'll give it a couple laps just to see how far I can actually push this thing before it detonates. Cool it down, and with 3 to go, I come back at it again.
We head on board with Randy McCanney. Right behind Ian Spear here. Still pretty orderly. No real jostling. And Randy's taking a peek. Maybe he's going down low. Now that's one thing I like the low line all race at Daytona for wreck avoidance. Late in the race, don't want to be down there, Baron. Can't make moves down there.
You can't, and the trucks check up so much entering the turns that the high line gets this big run off the top. Those guys have to keep it wide open to do anything with it, but there's a lot more room up there by the wall.
Ratliff has to check up with a big run there. That's interesting. How do you check up, Baron? Do you lift or do you use brake?
It just depends on how big the checkup is, Dean. I've done both.
Well, we have two camps generally. The guys who will keep it full throttle, for a slight checkup, I mean. Guys who keep it full throttle and left foot brake, or guys who will just lift slightly.
Yeah, both will work. I'm the brake check guy when it's coming down to 1 or 2 to go. But if I'm out there just riding around for the gas mileage purposes, I'll just slightly lift.
Yeah, good advice there. You see Greg Ratliff back in here. We're getting down to it. 7 to go. No moves being made. Maurer riding on the high side with Newton, has made his way up front. He'd been up here for a long time. Spear leading the inside group with Williams pushing him. Someone is going to make a move. I don't know if they wait till the last lap maybe, Baron.
Well, it looks like they're all sorting it out now. These trucks are starting to dance a little bit more, Dean. There's a lot more pushing going on, guys looking for an avenue to get around. This is where the business starts to really get happy, and with 5 to go, Dean, somebody's going to start making moves.
Yeah, I want to know who wants it. I mean, who in this group really wants to go for it, put it all on the line? Is it a Whitford, a Beller? Is it a McCanny? How about Newton just from second even trying to do something? Oh, and he does! Newton comes down low. Maurer comes with them. They get in front of Spear, and that is really going to hurt Jason. He's shuffled back. Can Ian hold him down there? He can, and Newton jumps up. So Newton with the power move, he comes down, then back up. Now he's leading the high side. What a move by the two.
Yeah, very aggressive. He was hoping he was going to get some more help on that high side, maybe get down there and clear Spear, but it doesn't look like he's out front of the high line here. Dean, that's a sit and duck position up there.
I mean, I just love the move. He come down low, sucked the guy in front of him to come with him, then jumps back up. I mean, wow, great move. We'll see if it pays off. Spear now only second on the bottom. Does he jump up in front of Newton? They could do it now. I mean, they've gotten away a little bit almost.
Yeah, they got to be careful, though, because that high line's going to come back to him. So is that low line, Dean. So 5 to go here. You got to be careful with that.
Here we go. Now Newton dragging Ian Spear. Now, I didn't get a chance to finish my thought on Ian before. We seen him last season at Daytona in either this or the Xfinity. I don't remember, but he had a whale of a race. I mean, he looked like a pro out there. No mistakes. It looks like he's doing it all over again here, Baron.
So he's out there. He's got help meeting the sandwich right now. He's got Adam Newton in front of him. It's a good look here. 4 to go here, Dean. Can he push that machine to the front?
4 to go. Coming down to 3 to go. Maurer out front. His race to win at this moment. He's got a great pusher, and that's Jason Spear right behind him on the high side. It's Newton trying to get out front or stay out front. Williams and Leal locked down on the inside. Not much they can do but force their way to the middle. Leal takes a peek, or at least comes out of the corner a little bit.
And maybe that's a little that virtue signaling right there you were talking about, Dean. Hey, guys, I'm thinking about coming up here. Who's going?
Absolutely, it might be. A little warning. It looks like Leal's backed off a bit. Is he trying to get a run? Here he comes. And again, it looked like he kind of shot up the track. I think he wants to. There's no real room for him. That's the thing about being on the bottom, Baron.
And he didn't get enough help on that run. So now he's looking to build another run. Can his help come with him?
So 2 to go. Maurer out front. Newton leading the high line. Spear on the bottom. Spear on the top. Jason and Ian, that is. And that low line are hooked up. Look at them go. The high line's stolen out. Williams gives a little shot to Newton there. Newton fades. Williams now going to open it up. Oh, and Leo a little shot with Newton. So Newton's getting roughed up. I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden our leader is getting away. What is happening here?
Well, those front 3 trucks are working together, and everybody else is back behind them racing. Final team.
And we're coming up on on lap cars. They're going to get in here and mess this up. We're 3 wide. Final lap. Newton with a shot to Williams. He's trying to push him up there on the inside. Maurer and Spear. Oh, and there's a move. Down the track goes Spear. Back up the track he comes.
So now we've got him 3 wide, Dean. Jason Spear looking to make a race out of this here. Is he aggressive move to the bottom?
Oh, and contact! Wheels around. Spear's wrecking. We stay with our leaders. It's Newton on the bottom with Maurer pushing. Williams up high with Beller pushing. They're coming to the line. A run on the inside. Newton contact. Rubbing, banging. I don't know who won.
I have no idea who won that race. I know Newton's on for a ride.
They go for a ride, and I believe Claus Williams in the pink machine supporting cancer here. I love it. I think Williams, your race leader, with an interval of 0.00.
That is the closest and most amazing thing I've ever seen. I gotta get a replay of it, Dean. You got to do this.
Oh, absolutely. We are going back. We're going to see what happened here. A lot going on.
Well, there's the wreck. These boys are out of it.
So we see here in slow motion, Spear coming back up a little bit. Leal squeezing down. A little contact. Spear gets loose, comes back up. There goes Leal. He comes up into Whitford a bit. Ian Spear gets nowhere to go for him. There goes Greg Ratliff by. McKinney trying to make room, and he can't find it up top. Several other guys trying to work their way through. Up front, this battle now. Side-by-side action.
We can't see it.
Coming to the line here. Contact.
More contact.
More rubbing. Newton pushing. I mean, wow. Williams by a hair at the line. Newton, for his second place effort, gets a ride through the grass a little bit.
Now we're pushing for everything he can.
Wow. What a finish.
Crazy finish.
Claus Williams will take the victory.
Was a dead tie. The interval shows a dead tie.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe what we witnessed here. Great stuff. Spring Hill, Florida, Baron.
Spring Hill, Florida. Look, my father and my mother be so happy right now.
Absolutely. Wow, well, let's catch our breath here. We'll take a short commercial break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Claus and others here. All right. We'll look at the street stocks there. We're not going to talk about those today because we got a race here, Baron. It was unbelievable action right there at the end.
Crazy finish. Crazy finish. That was awesome. Amazing. So awesome.
Absolutely. That's how you wrap up a Daytona race. Opening night. Claus is going to be thrilled, man, coming out here and getting this victory early in the season. Let's go ahead and get into our race interviews as we bring in Mr. Eric Beller in the number 4, finishing third here tonight. Congratulations, Eric.
Hey, man, to be honest with you, it's been so long since I was in the top 3. I wasn't even expecting to be interviewed. You just popped up, and I was like, oh, crap.
Well, Eric, we watched you late in the race. You got the lead pack there, maybe 10 or 12 cars in that pack. You're kind of hanging around the back thinking, hey, I'm going to lay back just a little bit, maybe wreck avoidance techniques. What were you thinking? Were you thinking of making a move? When were you thinking of making it? And, you know, how fortuitous was this that it just kind of opened up for you there?
Yeah, well, I had to lay back there after that last pit stop. I was really, really close on fuel, so I was saving fuel there to about 4 or 5 to go. And I don't know there, we had some lap cars, kind of got a little hectic there. So I shot to the outside trying to get to Claus, my teammate. That way I could help him out, and it all worked out for us.
Boy, oh boy, didn't it though? You know, Eric's the first race of the season. How big is it here to get out here, get yourself a good start? We see you at a lot of these tracks. You're up here in this top 3. So, you know, having this great start here puts you in a great spot championship. Does that enter the brain and race 1 at all?
Well, it does for Claus. I don't run the trucks full time because of my work schedule, but getting him up there to get the win will really help him out for his championship hopes.
Absolutely, it will. There's no doubt about that. Now, Eric, as we talk about this race, it was about pit stops mainly. How important was it to get on and off pit road clean here tonight?
Yeah, being clean was important. That last pit stop, I forgot to set my tires and stuff to what I wanted, and I barely got it in there. But yeah, our other teammate, he had some issues on pit road, or hopefully it would have been 3 of us up there.
Yeah, very difficult. We've seen the separation in groups there, and they were often just mistakes that caused those separations. You didn't make any tonight. You grabbed third place in what was a thrilling finish. Glad to see you be a part of it, Eric. Congrats on third place, and we'll give you the floor, brother.
Yeah, I'm just glad I got to race in this race tonight, thinking about Paul and his wife. Best wishes to them, and hope everything works out for them. And thanks to the person who sponsored this race.
All right, big shout out to ACS sponsoring this race. That was Eric Beller in third place here tonight.
Yeah, great run by Eric. Great to see him up here. Love the enthusiasm, but I have got last year's champion with us. Number 1 in your hearts, number 2 on the side of the truck. I got Adam Newton. Adam, the closest finish in the history of finishes, and he came out on the short side, my friend.
Yep, that's my life story, and I'll stick to it.
There you go. So, look, 0.00. Like, it doesn't get any closer than that. iRacing scores Claus as the winner. What more could you have done? I mean, you had all the help you needed, didn't you?
No, we didn't have the push that Nate, thank God, he gave me the push that I was waiting on. We didn't have. I don't know what happened the last couple of laps. The pushes that we needed fell apart, and that's what let Claus in front of me. So I ended up pushing him to the win in one way or the other.
Well, a second place finish to start out the season. Last year's champion still riding high off of that. It's a pretty good start to your campaign to be a back-to-back, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have my work cut out for me. I'm a little frustrated, but we will definitely put our best foot forward on trying to repeat.
Yeah, you sure will. And Dean, that's the mark. That's the hallmark of a racer. This is a man who finished second in the closest finish in the history of finishes, and dejection in his voice. Second place finishes not good enough for Adam Newton. No, we're looking for W's here, aren't we?
That's it. I know Newton. He's always looking for W's, but you got to be proud of that move you made later. That high to low, back to high. I love that move, Adam.
Yeah, when I kept seeing how the lines were shaking out, I knew I had to do something, and I definitely learned something for our race tomorrow night. Tires are everything. I didn't realize that you would lose that much speed with this new configuration, so I did learn something. So I'm gonna put that in the mental notebook from here on out.
What are you racing tomorrow night, there, Adam?
This god awful track that we just finished at. Yeah. What was it, Dean? The 18 weeks of Daytona, I think is what we were saying.
And you love every minute of it, Adam. This is a positive network. We love it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my wow to show up.
All right, send him out of here, Baron.
Congratulations, Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Mama James. Love you, Pam. Congrats to Claus, and thank you, Dean, and thank the guys at RGR, my Spear Shucker Motorsports teammates.
All right, Adam Newton, entertaining as always. But right now we turn our attention to the number 16 winner here in the Susan Travis 160. Congratulations, Claus.
Thank you, Dean. This was a fun race. I am surprised I won. I was just trying to get a good finish for the start of the season, and just the way it played out at the end was a lot of fun.
Well, man, you hang around that front group, right? You get your pit stops in order. You stay in the group. You stay in touch, and things can happen. And those last few laps, they happened, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I had good pit stops tonight for a change, and was able to put it all together at the end. Fun race with Adam at the end.
Well, talk a little bit about it, Klaus. I mean, it was thrilling to watch. A little bit of door banging, not too heavy, but the finish, you won by exactly 0.000 seconds. There was no split, Klaus.
Yeah, that was Eric Bell, my teammate. He was saying that if Adam dropped to the bottom, he would push me to the end. So I just stayed up high when Adam dropped to the bottom, and Eric helped push me to the victory.
So tell me a little bit about the pit stops. What were you doing? What were you thinking? Were you guys like, how early did you come in? And were you scared a little bit coming in with several other cars?
Yeah, I was just trying to make good, clean pit stops and not get caught speeding and not slide through my pits. Seems like that's been my nemesis lately, especially on the super speedways. So, and I did just that. I didn't take no tires the whole race, and I just took fuel only.
Well, you know us, Klaus, we're always thinking about championships, and we love it when guys think that way. It's race one, but you're in victory lane. You're leading the points. Do you dare think already, like, hey, we're off to a hell of a start? Who knows, man?
Absolutely. I mean, I needed a good start for the season to try to compete with Adam for the championship. I mean, we got 32 guys here tonight and 32 guys that can win the championship. So you got to try to win or place in the top 5 every race to try to have a chance.
Well, you're up there every race, Klaus, and Daytona being a bit of a wild card. Grabbing a victory here is absolutely huge. We also noticed you were running the pink truck there. You got the ribbon on there. You want to tell us anything about that?
Yeah, that was for Paul Travis's wife, Susan. Hope she fights this battle with cancer and gets through this.
You bet we'll second that, no doubt about it. And Klaus, congrats, man. I can't be more thrilled to see you in victory lane here. A hard-fought race at the end. Big congrats. And the floor is yours, brother. Anybody you want to thank?
I just want to thank George and Todd for putting this on every week, and you guys for broadcasting. You guys put on a great show every week, and I enjoy watching it.
All right, Baron, winner and possible champion. You know, he's off to a great start here, Baron. That's Klaus Williams.
Yeah, great start to the season. Great win. This is a crown jewel event every year, and Klaus has a fancy new trophy to put up in his chest of drawers there. Brag to his friends about it.
Yes, sir. I mean, I would be bragging. And that finish, I might play that replay a few times or at least take a photo and put that up on my page, Baron.
Hell
Gotta
yeah.
love those kind of finishes here. It's really what it's all about. I mean, you do spend a lot of time in some of these races, strategy, pit stops, not a whole lot of racing. But when the racing gets going, I mean, it gets very difficult. It shows you who's got some talent out here on the Speedway. Klaus showed it here tonight.
Sure did. Congratulations, Klaus Williams.
All right. And going forward, of course, we have the coverage, not on Sundays like it says here. This is for the Xfinity Series, but on Thursdays at 9:10 p.m. Make sure you come and join us. For myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labosco, that's going to wrap it up from Daytona. We'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel